that. I've got it. We're just working in real small little circles. Today I'm going to work mainly on getting her nice and light and supple. Now I'm going to use my leg aids. Remember, I'm going to use button number 1 is in front of the girth, button number 2 is at the girth, button number 3 is behind the girth. Button number 1 moves the forehand, button number 2 moves the rib cage, button number 3 moves the rear. So it's pretty easy. You can use all of these while you're working on circle work to loosen your horse. And you can mainly do that by changing the way you move your circles and working on that suppleness. Now, if you want the horse to pick up their shoulder, you can put your foot in button number 1. See that? She instantly picks up her shoulder a little bit. There we go. And you know you have that crossover like that. That's going to be a basic shoulders out. Okay? So I'm working on the circle, keeping my circle nice. And right here, I'm going to add button number 1, and I'm going to ask for a cross. There we go. I'll get right over here so you can see it towards you, and button number 1, button number 1, button number 1. And I got a cross. Okay? So I want the forehand to move out more than I want the hindquarters to move out. Okay, so now I'm going to change direction. And I'm going to do it on the other side. Remember, what you do on one side, you do on the other. This time I'll do it in a walk. So what I'm going to do, inside button number 1, and step, 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 and release. Barely touching her, but she's understanding that I want her to move her forehand when I touch button number 1, and I'm starting a shoulders out. So I'm going to tip the nose to the outside, tip the nose to the outside, and there we go. And now I can turn that into a nice little spin. So that was also using the forehand. So it just depends on how much motion I want. So again, I'm actually going to use my circle. Come into my circle. I'm going to tip the nose to the outside and button number 1 and make a spin. There we go. I've changed direction. I'm going to come around my cone. Come around my cone. I'm going to tip the nose in. Now tip the nose out, and there we go, change direction. So those are 2 nice little exercises that get everything going. It's basically the start to a shoulders out, where you're using button number 1. Now, what about if you want to use button number 3 and work on your hindquarters? Well, that's real easy too. You can use that cone, tip their nose into the cone, and add button number 3. Try to keep their nose on the cone. And move that rear end, button number 3, button number 3. There we go. And just gradually, it'll work a little bit better. All you do, tip to the center, button number 3 on the inside, outside. There you go. What you want is that rear end to move. So these are all little exercises you can do at a walk that all they do is function to get your horse better working with you and using those buttons. So thank you so much for joining us on today's video with Penny. And if you'd like to see more of Penny's videos as we continue along on her training, please check out our playlist. And if you haven't, please like and subscribe.